What's going on, everyone? How you guys doing this morning? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to $3 Theater. And Pirates of the Caribbean and this whole reboot situation is turning into I can't even tell you. It's such a weird thing right now. A few months ago, we heard about there being a reboot. Disney hiring Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, the guys behind Deadpool and Zombieland, to come in and give a fresh reboot. To write this new script, and then they were off the project, and now we're hearing that Jerry Bruckheimer is more actively involved in the working on it, but it's going to be a female-led series, it's going to be a reboot, and that caused a lot of fans to get upset. And of course, this all has to do with the Johnny Depp situation with him and Amber Heard, which I think is, I've covered it before, I think it's kind of ridiculous, I think it just needs to be, gone. Look, it needs to be investigated completely. So where we are with this one right now, apparently, is we don't quite know where Johnny Depp is going to be in this. According to CBR here, they say Pirates of the Caribbean producer addresses Depp's reboot return. Pirates of the Caribbean producer Jerry Bruckheimer has discussed Johnny Depp's future with the franchise and if Captain Jack Sparrow will return. Well, I just want to say that it's not much of a discussion when really when he was asked on the matter by Collider, he says, the one we're developing right now, we're not quite sure what Johnny's role is going to be. So we're going to have to see. It's not really an answer. It's not really addressing it. I mean, well, at the bottom of the article here, it does say, although Disney was told it could save up to $90 million by not having Depp in the next entry, there have been continued reports of his involvement. Ultimately, Bruckheimer's words don't make it any clearer on the story, on whether the story will again focus on the swashbuckling Jack Sparrow, if someone else will take his place, or if Depp will appear at all. Now, look, I understand the idea of not wanting to focus the film around Jack Sparrow. If you go and you look at the original story was more about Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner. It was really their story. And Captain Jack was the lead, but he was also kind of more of a supporting character. But then the next two films really elevated up Jack Sparrow, and they did some weird stuff, I think, with Swan and Turner, especially with the ending of the third movie. And then the fourth and the fifth one were clearly about Jack, and I think because he didn't have a strong supporting cast in the fourth and fifth movie, so to speak, at least that's my take on it. I know people's opinions may vary. I do think the fourth and fifth film were weaker overall. It's still, at this point, a Jack Sparrow franchise. And if you go to reboot a Jack Sparrow franchise without Jack Sparrow, you're going to run into problems. Now, what they should do, and they should do this, and if you agree with me, let me know in the comment section. What they should do is they should go back and do a Pirates of the Caribbean prequel. And have it, be with a younger person playing Jack Sparrow, all the crimes he was committed of, or he was accused of at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's sitting there and reminiscing as they're reading off the charges, which that was great. And even back in 2003, we all wanted to see a Captain Jack prequel movie where they talked about some of those particular crimes. And this might be a time to go back and do it. Now, I'm generally not a big fan of that. But I think at this point they could probably pull something like that off, maybe as a Disney Plus series or whatever. But if they're not going to have Jack be as prominent in the film as he was in the original, which is what put that franchise on the map, which is what prompted it to do as well as it did in 2003, as well as all the subsequent sequels, it's kind of a dumb move. And I think Bruckheimer understands that. Like, I know he's also, I think, trying to navigate this from a producer approach where he's like, look, we know that there's bad press surrounding Johnny Depp. There has been for a couple of years. The situation with Amber Heard is not good. It's very, very, very messy. And even though there's a lot of evidence, supporting Depp's side of the story, the media still hasn't really picked up on that, and they're still backing Amber Heard. So if he were to come out and say, yes, Johnny Depp is involved in this movie, yes, he's going to be a main player in this movie, we are developing it with Jack Sparrow in mind, I think there would be a lot of negative headlines trying to claim that, well, yeah, it's a thing. I think that's it. I really do think that that's it. And where we are right now, especially with the current cancel culture climate we find ourselves in, as well as I do, that there would be a lot of media narratives that would come out and they would attack the movie. They would attack Jerry Bruckheimer. They would attack Disney. They would attack all because of Johnny Depp. They did the same thing with with I think Dave Gibbons and J.K. Rowling when they were working on Fantastic Beasts, and they still had Johnny Depp involved, and everyone came out and attacked him for it, but they defended him. And I think at this point, Bruckheimer's known Depp long enough to know that the accusations are probably not accurate, or that they're not true. Not to say that he leads a perfect lifestyle, but still. And he doesn't want, but he's also an adept enough producer to navigate negative headlines. Remember, after the Johnny Depp stinker, The Lone Ranger in 2013, Bruckheimer was kind of relegated to TV for years. For years. We didn't see Jerry Bruckheimer productions on movies for a long time because of how big of a colossal failure that was. And that had a lot to do, I think, with Gore Verbinski and just how massive that movie was. And that's a lot of what it boiled down to here is just that on top of the failing. Well, no, okay, Bruckheimer did produce Pirates of the Caribbean 5. I don't want to be, that happened too in 2017. But still, he didn't do much. And that movie was also kind of a bomb. But that also was a Memorial Day weekend thing, and you got to know how Memorial Day weekend for years was terrible. It only recently in 2019 did well. This year it's going to be pretty bad. So it's kind of a cursed weekend most of the time. So looking at the concept here of where we find ourselves with Johnny Depp, I would love to see Johnny Depp come back as Captain Jack Sparrow. If the movie does not feature him, I'll go see it because I review movies. It's what I do, but I'm not going to have a lot of excitement. I'm just going to go check it out and be like, all right, let's see if it's any good or not. But if they keep him involved, they're going to definitely have my money. And if it's a good enough movie, then they'll have my money for home video purchases as well. Because I do like to own these movies. I like to support these films. And I have always loved Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. It's my favorite role of his, as it is many people. And I have asked older viewers, my stepmom in particular, who is a massive, massive Johnny Depp fan. And I said, hey, they're going to be doing Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp. And she's like, I'm not going to go see it. And here's the reality of it. She's not the only one. A lot of people out there are going to sit there and say, I'm not going to go see it. I'm just not going to do it. And so because of that, you're going to have, that $90 million savings that Disney could get if that is, for the cost of Johnny Depp might actually translate to a bunch more losses because people don't want to see a non-Captain Jack Sparrow featured Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I don't think I'm wrong on that one, but I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. Let me know down in the comment section. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Support the channel. Hit that like. Do it. Smash it. Beat it like a drum. Hit subscribe. And if you want to support the channel for your Patreon, just listen to this catchy jingle. Peace out. Support the channel through Patreon. Support the channel through Patreon. Yo, you gotta support the channel through Patreon. yeah, man. Just, let me throw down some fresh, fat beats to pimp the Patreon. Yeah. What's up, dog? Pimp it. Yeah, that's right.